We have to stop meeting like this. Once again, I found you on one of my outings in the forest. Luckily this time it wasn't a hunting trip and was just a normal patrol. You just couldn't heed my warning, could you? I told you how dangerous it was in the Sylvan Forest, and yet here you are once again. Luckily, this little cottage, if you will, this has been abandoned for some time. It used to be somewhere where we kept prisoners. Looks like they've left some of their logs here. In addition to keeping prisoners, looks like they kept a very detailed record on all the plants and the fauna that frequent this part of the forest. For example, let's see, was a wild oregano, of which one can use for joy, strength, vitality, and energy. Need quite a bit of that in this part of the forest. But never mind. So, what mischief have you gotten up to this time? Just felt like you might do a bit of exploring in the very same place I asked you not to come back to. You're lucky that I was out on patrol today. Whatever am I going to do with you? It really is too bad that the Fae are quite resentful of your kind. Otherwise, I could just enslave you and bring you home as a pet. That does seem quite tempting. But it looks like perhaps you're in a bit of a bind, and it looks like you've been in the forest for a long time. That is the magic of this forest. Unless you're one of its residents, or unless it allows you to be in its perimeter, it tends to do this finicky little thing where one cannot find their way back, and they wander and wander and wander until finally they either collapse out of sheer exhaustion, or perhaps one of the giant spiders eats them. That last one is one of my particular favorites. But I'm a bit of a sucker, I suppose. It's a good thing you didn't catch the other Fae on patrol. The Prince and Princess, Harrow and Aurelia, are out this evening. Harrow is quite the brat, and he really does like to play with all the little innocent creatures before, well, we won't get into that. I won't disturb you too greatly. But had you caught him and not me, it would have been very ugly for you. A very, very ugly end. But no matter. I think in order to fix this mess, you are just coated, absolutely slathered in forest magic and not the good kind. The forest does not like you very much at all. Part of that is just barreling your way in. Part of it is just that it just doesn't like you. No, not really. But in order to get you back on your way, I think perhaps we can persuade the forest to be a touch more merciful just this one time. Unfortunately, as I am not on a hunt, I don't have my pack of herbs. Patrols, we don't tend to stray too far from the territory, so there's not really any need. We're going to have to just use magic this time, I'm afraid. I will warn you, there is a bit of a cost on your end. It's hard to say what that will be. I've never really used this, save for that one previous time on you before. You may feel some dizziness, some fatigue. You may feel either warmth or cold in your extremities, but no matter. I'll just do what needs to be done. Now, I'm just going to take a little look and see what exactly is going on, what the forest is trying to do in order to get you to leave. There are many different types of magic in this forest, some of which I do not even know. But when we figure out what exactly is going on, then we may be able to tweak things just a bit in order to allow the forest to recognize you temporarily as one of its own and allow you to leave. And this time, for the love of all that is holy, stay out of the forest. I cannot even begin to tell you how much of a bad idea it is to be in this forest with the Fae at the same time. Alright? Just sit still. Just sit still. Sit still. This is a mess. What a mess. You're just all over the place. The first time, sure. A little bit of an honest mistake. It happens. But now I'm taking time out of my day, in order to fix this absolutely convoluted kerfuffle that you have gotten me into. I'm just tapping along, and I'm trying to feel for the remnants of magic. All magic leaves a trace. Certain magic has certain signatures. Okay, there we go. Right there. So I'm gonna grab onto that. Okay, let's see. Okay. A little bit of poison magic. Makes sense. You're a little worse for wear. Okay. I know this process is a little tedious, but should I not find all the magic that's been inflicted on you, it won't be a good end for you. All right, right here. Let's see. Okay, I know this is a bit uncomfortable, but I'm trying to pull out what I can and read the trails. Looks like you've made some nasty friends here. Every time I try to refresh this, it's Druid magic. How the hell did you come into contact with a Druid? Really. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let me do one more run through and we'll just make sure. Yes, can I fix it? Absolutely. Really, it's me. But, do I want to? No. You've been marked by Druids. And I don't really know if they will find out who exactly took the mark off, but I swear to all that is holy, if you have troubled me with Druids for helping you, I will be one very, very unhappy elf. That's it. There's no other magic. It's just Druidic and poison. That's fine. We're going to be using a bit of Fae Folk Magic. Just have to prime everything. It's been a while since I've used folk magic. I don't often have to use magic. That's the wonder of living in a Fae community in the forest where one doesn't often have to wonder about intruders. Alright. Folk magic relies on heat and energy, and oftentimes sunshine, of which there tends to be quite a bit of in my community. Obviously, with the paint under the eyes, it helps keep the glare down. But here it's a little thin. So we'll see what we can do. So I want you to keep very, very, very still. Very still, please. Absolutely still. Absolutely still. Absolutely still. Can you do that for me? Of all things, can you do that for me? I'm going to start here. And pray this works. Work a little more here. Feeling off in any way? No? Still in one piece? Nothing has spontaneously exploded? That's good. That's progress. I mean, really, the last time I tried to do extensive magic, it may have happened once or twice. It was unclear as to whether I won't speak any more of it. Let's keep working. We may have to do a little check-in before we do some more, but I'll get a little bit more in there. Of all the days that I don't bring my herb back, I really didn't expect to find this on patrol, though. I don't know that I've really found anything on patrol. Hunts are different, but patrols, nothing comes to these borders. Nothing. Nothing that isn't inexplicably stupid, that is. But, alas. Let's check in with that. Just fettering through. Making sure there isn't a catch. There's a bit yet. Let's see. Well, the poison magic has abated. Can you feel that at all? It's a little too early to tell yet. Usually, one's body, and now I speak from the Fae's point of view, one's body takes a little bit of time to acclimate. Alright, let's work on that Druidic magic. Didn't think I'd be clearing a Druidic mark, but what can I say? It is a bit entertaining. So, thank you for that. There's not a lot of adventure these days. Alright. Do that 2 more times, I think, and that should clear the mark. That was a bit too fast. pacing is tantamount to the effect. One more time should do it. I'd do a deep breath in with this one if I were you. Just deep breath in and out. Once the mark clears, we'll have to monitor you. Try that one again. How do you feel? I'm a bit fatigued myself. That takes a lot out of somebody. I'll be fine. But we need to keep a little eye on you. Just a little bit of time, I think. And we'll see if we can get you on your way. I may have to hold your hand this time, I think, to get you out of the forest, and hopefully this will be the last time. But I think it worked. I suppose the only way to be sure is to just take a little tap all over. It's been a long time since I've really used folk magic, as I've said. There's not really any use for it any longer. We haven't had any war, any famine, any disease, any calamity in a long time. And that's primarily what it was used for. Primarily healing magic for the earth and the flora and the fauna, but it's still taught, not as deeply as it once was. A lot of it has been lost. But the key is to getting the sound right, which can be difficult, especially if one hasn't prepared enough and if one is a bit rusty, then it can go disastrously wrong. I did mention the spontaneous combustion, didn't I? Yeah, it can go horribly wrong. That is why I restart, pause, regroup when things don't quite go the way they're supposed to. I've fettered through your energy quite a few times. I'm not feeling anything other than the usual. I think really the only way that we can be sure is to keep an eye on you. And if you have a change for the better, then we know that both that mark and that poison magic were dissolved. Which is good, because I don't need that sort of trouble in my life. I quite like how boring it is for the most part, but I will admit the Fae are quite a warlike people, and we do love battle. Though it's been a little empty without that sort of thing anymore. But the territories are all broken up. The Great Fae War, it's been long gone. And the only thing really that we encounter nowadays is just a brownie here or there, which, that's fine. I mean, brownies don't really, we don't even bother with them. They're too low on the Fae classification to really put up any sort of annoyance. But how are you? How are you feeling? How is everything? You may feel a touch tired, a touch fatigued, maybe a little bit of dizziness, but I think this cottage should be safe. I believe. So you may be able to get some rest until nightfall, I think would be best. It's a lot better to move through the night than it is through the day here. But I think that I will put just a bit of protection on you, just to get you out of the forest. And it'll dissolve once you leave. It won't come back, so don't think of staying. Please, for the love of all that is holy, please do not stay here. Alright, well, please start to rest your eyes, just relax, rest, sleep if you need to. I'm gonna finish up this protection measure, and then I'm going to go back to patrols, because I hope that no one is looking for me, because I'm a terrible liar. Wouldn't even know what to say. Although really, it's not really a secret that the Fae can't lie. We can twist words, though. You'll find that quite a bit. Being in court is infuriating with the amount of twisted words that you have to listen to and then come up with yourself. It's just... I hate court. I hate court. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. I really only attend Seelie Court, but the elves are oftentimes invited to the Unseelie Court as well. But it's just, I can't stand creatures in the Unseelie Court. They're just wrong. It's unsettling. It's unnatural. In any case. that'll hold at least long enough for you to get out of this forest. So, this cabin is located just off of a former main trail. You're going to head south until you hear a creek. When you finally reach that creek, you're going to go eastwards up that creek all the way to the border of the forest. You shouldn't be able to get lost. These are extraordinarily easy instructions, and for the love of all that's holy, I hope